another spot of tea?
Just half a cup, dear, if you can spare it.
Yes, help yourself.
I always want my cup of tea in the morning. I suppose that's why Terry calls me an old tea bag.
Yes, dear. He's going to be late. Is he out of the bath yet?
Oh, yes, I think so. He stopped singing about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a bit much first thing in the morning, isn't it?
Oh, well, he's got a very pleasant voice, and I must say they're rather quaint, those rugger songs.
Oh, we're back to those, are we? I think I prefer his Gems from The Sound of Music.
June, dear, while we're alone, there's something I feel I ought to draw your attention to.
Oh, yes, dear, what's that?
Yesterday, I received a pamphlet. I hadn't sent for it.
A pamphlet?
Yes.
What sort of a pamphlet?
This one. And it says, there's always room for one more in our overland treks to India.
Oh, well, Lucy, I mean, that's just a sort of circular. That sort of thing comes through the post every day.
This was delivered by hand and marked urgent.
I wonder when that came.
Sometime last evening. It suddenly appeared under my bedroom door.
Oh. Drink up your tea, dear. Don't let it go cold.
You don't think it's got anything to do with Terry, do you?
Oh, now, why on earth should you think that?
Well, between you and me, I don't think he's altogether happy about my coming to stay with you, even though it is only temporary.
Oh, Lucy, he may have had his doubts at first, but after all, that was nearly 2 years ago.
Was it really?
Yes, time does fly. But we've loved having you, dear, and I've been especially glad of your company since the children left home. I mean, without anyone here, this house would have been so terribly quiet.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, and Lucy's been here for 1,000 years. Morning.
Your breakfast's ready, Miss Andrews.
Are there any newspapers? Where's the post? Oh, I see you got it.
Terry, you should be ashamed of yourself.
What?
Overland treks to India. How would you like to spend weeks in the back of a bumpy old Land Rover, sleeping rough and eating heaven knows what?
Oh, I shouldn't. Sounds absolute hell, but I thought she might like it.
What could you?
Well, I mean, she spent most of her life in India. I thought she might like to sort of finish up there. Sort of sentimental journey.
Oh, get on with your breakfast.
Ah, now that's a very nice thought, Terry, but I couldn't go back there again.
Why? What did you do?
Too many memories of dear Percy. No, I shall pass my remaining days here.
Yes, and just how many roughly do you expect those to be?
No,
I didn't mean how many days before she, well, to put it delicately, snuffs it. I mean, how long before she passes on from here to somewhere else?
where?
Anywhere.
I know what you're really thinking, Terry.
Oh, do you?
Yes, and it's a very kind thought. I could do with a little holiday, but I don't want to go as far as that, much as I like the East.
I'll see if they do an overland trek to Felixstowe.
Well, I have to think about it. Travelling is such a problem these days, especially with a minor bird.
Well, we can always send it on to you.
Oh, you mean by rail?
No, post. Registered, of course.
Oh, honestly, you're so mean to her. The way you persecute poor old Lucy, it's a wonder you don't wear a white hood with little holes cut out for your eyes. You could be the leader of the Ealing Ku Klux Klan.
That's an idea. You got no sheets you don't need. Honestly, June, you make me sound like the common of the coldest.
Yeah, well, sometimes you behave like him.
Rubbish. I'd let her escape any time. I'd even give her a hand with a tunnel.
Oh, I know she only came for 2 weeks. But, I mean, she hasn't been half as much trouble as the children were.
My children have never been in trouble. Yours have sometimes, especially Susan. That wasn't the right name for a start. We should have called her Lita.
It's perfectly normal for a young girl to go out with boyfriends.
Yeah, but she spends so much time in parked cars, they're beginning to show her up on road maps.
Just been. Fletcher Fletcher. Oh, I don't suppose there's anything for me.
Oh, hasn't that other brochure arrived? The African safari?
I don't want to be nosy, but there's one marked Hong Kong.
Oh, Frank, good. It's ages since we heard from him.
I expect you're very proud of him, doing so well out there.
Yeah, we'll tell you all the news later, dear.
Yes, well, I'll go and get dressed. And I've got a little bit of shopping to do this morning.
Don't forget to try on a few bush hats. Well, come on, don't keep it yourself. Come on.
Oh, surely you don't care what's happened to my troublesome son.
Oh, Frank was always my son. Clever, brainy, just like his father. Inseparable we were. What does he say?
Dear Mum. Dear Mum.
Well, it must be and her.
No, I expect he meant it for both of us. I'm sorry I haven't written for so long, but I really have been very busy.
Oh, but he has probably built a couple of bridges since last month.
But at long last, I'm due for some well-earned leave. I'm taking a month's holiday, and I've decided to come home. Oh, isn't that marvellous?
Oh, when's he coming?
I'll be arriving on the 23rd, if that's all right with you.
23rd, that's dinner next week. Lucy, start packing! We shall need that spare room to stockpile all the booze in. Oh, we've got a bit of celebrating to do after 2 years. Oh, Frank Benson at the pub will have his nose put down a joint for a bit. When it comes to darts, there's nothing to touch old Frank. And I must get his old cricket bat out. I'd like to swing that about again. And I'll tell you another thing I must do. I must make sure his old motorbike's working.
I shouldn't bother with any of those things. Somehow I don't think he'll have much time for us.
What do you mean?
He wants to bring his fiancée with him.
Fiancé? Good Lord, you mean he's engaged?
Yes.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Don't go all weepy.
No, I'm not.
Well, you don't sound too happy about it.
Well, of course I'm happy. It's a bit of a shock coming out of the blue like that after he's been away for so long.
Ah, yeah, well, he hasn't rushed into anything, has he? He's had time to play the field, and I bet he's picked a winner, just like his dad did.
Oh, Terry!
June, listen. June, listen. June, are you listening? No, we're not going to be silly about this. Our son has finally found the woman he loves. Yes, and you're not going to behave like some twittering Victorian mother, eh? This is the 70s, the age of reason, common sense, and tolerance, right?
Yes.
Well, shut up and sit down. We are going to welcome this girl into the bosom of our family. We're going to show her the love, warmth, and affection as if she were our own daughter. Come on, what does he say about her?
I haven't got that far yet. I know it'll come as a bit of a surprise to you. But she is a lovely girl, and she's so looking forward to meeting you both. I hope it'll be all right if she stays with us.
More than welcome.
She's 21, and we met a few weeks ago at a beach party at the yacht club.
Yacht club. Oh, very posh.
And her name is Nancy Chang.
Chang! I mean, what was wrong with Sally Pritchett?
Sally Pritchett?
Yeah, the girl he met at the tennis club. Fresh face, fair hair, damn good forehand drive. I mean, you can't... you can't get more English than that. What happened to her?
She married an Italian.
Well, what about the other one? The surgeon's daughter. I mean, she was always round here.
Oh, Jane Frobisher. Yes, she was a pretty little thing, and I rather liked Caroline Cooper.
Yeah, nice girl. They were all nice girls. Cooper, Pritchett, Frobisher, all good English families. None of your Hong Kong Wongs in there. Chang, ping, pong, wang, what the... I mean, the point is that we don't know anything about her.
No, but Frank does, and according to him, she's a lovely girl. He said so in his letter.
Well, how do we know he meant it? How do we know? She was probably suffocating full of opium when he wrote that.
Nonsense.
Well, I tell you what, he was lured into it. These Oriental girls know how to turn it on. What? A split skirt, a pair of flashing chopsticks, and a quick flush of the fan. I mean, you've got no chance.
You've been watching too many old films on television.
Yeah, that's it. It's the world of Susie Wong all over again. You remember it? That young, clean-limbed, handsome Englishman sails into Hong Kong and falls hopelessly in love with this cheap waterfront floozy.
Oh, good heavens, surely you're not suggesting that Frank's fiancée is that sort of a girl?
Well, how do you know? Eh? He said he met her on the beach.
At the yacht club?
Yeah, but I mean, their yacht clubs are not like ours. I mean, it's not all peak caps, pink gins, and morning skipper. You're looking fatter since the last regatta. I I mean, theirs are a load of junk. Scruffy little sampans, bobbing about in the water like meatballs in soya sauce.
Terry, Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a highly sophisticated city. It's one of the richest places in the world.
Yes, and how did they get rich? How did they get rich? All that crumpet in some tea house of the August moon.
You really are so ignorant. Your knowledge of the whole Chinese culture is limited by Fu Yongs in the high street. And you even let me down in there. What about the time you accused the waitress of spilling her perfume into your cup of tea?
Well, how was I supposed to know it was supposed to taste like that? Huh?
And when the poor girl said, "Didn't you want it scented?" you said, "No, I'll drink it here."
I just misunderstood. I misunderstood. I mean, that's another thing. I mean, you can't understand what they're saying half the time. How is Miss Chang going to communicate with our willy nice boy, Frank Fletcher?
There you go again. Old Charlie Chan movies. I'm sure Frank and Nancy have no trouble in communicating with each other.
I'll tell you what, our son has been Shanghaied. Or in this case, Hong Kong.
You changed your mind about him a bit, you know. Only this morning he was clever and brainy and the image of his father.
Oh, yes, he is. I mean, any of us can be tricked by some cunning, sly female.
Oh, thank you. I suppose you consider that you were seduced by a wanton woman all those years ago?
Yes. Now you mention it, I probably was. Sliding your leg under mine in the 1 and 9s at the Astoria.
I got cramp.
So you said.
Well, I did. Anyway, you weren't too ready to offer first aid.
All I said was keep it cold.
And you spent the next 5 minutes sliding your vanilla tub up and down the back of my leg.
You didn't seem to mind. You got very friendly after that. You held my hand all the time.
I had to. At least then I knew where it was.
That's it. Go on, blame it on the man. I'll tell you what, you picked me up. Even if your methods weren't as exotic as the inscrutable Miss Chang. Now I know what they mean when they say, made in Hong Kong.
Terry, for heaven's sake, let's not have any more of these wild fantasies about our future and daughter-in-law. Where's your reason, common sense, and tolerance? Who said we're going to open our arms? We're going to have her in the bosom of the family. We'll show her all the love and warmth and affection that we would to our own daughter.
Just have a drink. Let's have a drink.
Yes, all right.
Have a drink.
The trouble is, you just don't like facing the truth.
I'm trying. It's not very easy when it's your only son. I mean, it's not that I'm bigoted or prejudiced. It's just that I'm a certain apprehension about mixed marriages, that's all.
Darling, all marriages are mixed. One man, one woman.
Oh, you know what I mean. There's so many things to be considered. I mean, there's a question of religion, for a start. I mean, our Frank's always been C of E. She's probably a Buddhist. Well, it's not straightforward. I mean, you know where you are in our service. A hymn, a psalm, a sermon, a quick how's your father, a tip in the plate, and off to the pub, amen. But I mean, theirs is all foreign. All weird and mysterious. I mean, how would you like to spend your life bowing down to some pot-bellied god?
I've been doing that for the last 24 years. Nothing. Cheers.
Now, I mean, there's so much at stake. I mean, what sort of wife is she going to make? I mean, fancy coming home at night and being asked whether you want a 24, 25, or our proportion of 36. And if you dare to disagree about anything, kung fu.
Oh, Terry, you're so wrong. She'll probably make a wonderful wife. All Oriental girls do.
I suppose it'll be all right for his laundry. But, I mean, there's more to marriage than a good bagwash.
Oh, I wish Frank could have been here tonight to hear the wisdom and philosophy of his illustrious father. The thoughts of Chairman Terry.
All right. You win. I'm willing to learn. There's not much time, but I'll do my best to find out everything I can about the Chinese way of life.
Promise.
Certainly. I'll bend over sideways.
Come in.
No, it's Fu Manchu.
Dear, have you finished with the work basket?
Yes, dear, here we are.
Ah, thank you, dear. And you won't forget my cocoa.
Castle. Honorable Lucy. Welcome to humble home. But remember Confucius, he said, All bird who stay too long in same nest end up stuffed.
Come on, Terry. Oh, look, darling, could you possibly put that book down and come and give me a hand?
This is fascinating. Fascinating.
Well, come and be fascinating in the kitchen.
No, I shouldn't have to. According to the Oriental concept, a woman devotes the whole of her life to the pleasure and happiness of her lover.
Yes, well, I haven't found one yet, so come on.
Oh, but you don't understand, June. You don't understand. You see, these women are clever. They know that it is in their own interest to pamper their husband. Every night he walks through the door and she takes him straight up to the bathroom. Her gentle, delicate hands removes his clothes and he steps into a bath full of perfumes and spices. She bathes him and then with loving tenderness, she massages him with all the fragrant oils of the Orient. He steps into clean linen and they sit down to a sumptuous feast. She kneels before him and tempts him seductively with every exotic morsel of food. They drink the warm wine of love, and then comes the magic moment of fulfillment.
He falls asleep in front of the telly and she does all the bloody washing up.
No, that's not what would happen at all. Anyway, how do you know? We've never tried it.
All right, then. Go and run the bath, and I'll pop up with the oil and vinegar.
You can't be serious, can you? I mean, this is the distilled knowledge of an ancient and noble civilization. They've been at it for 3,000 years.
10 minutes is more your mark. Now, look, take this tray into the dining room and lay the table for me. They'll be here soon.
I wish Frank had let us meet him at the airport.
No, he said he'd make their own way and not to worry.
Well, after 2 years, it doesn't seem right. I should have given him a ring and insisted.
Yeah, well, you didn't know his new number in Hong Kong.
Well, I could have found it somewhere.
How?
Looked it up in the yellow pages. June, shouldn't you do this properly? I mean, where are the chopsticks?
We don't need chopsticks with a casserole.
Oh, a lot of lumps in it.
I've been keeping a lookout, but there's no sign of them.
Yeah, well, don't worry. There's plenty of time. I expect they're having trouble finding a rickshaw.
Stop teasing now. Though, mind you, I've many happy memories of travelling in rickshaws. When I think of the numbers of times I was pulled.
I'm quite prepared to believe that. Make yourself useful and lay the table.
Terry, I thought you were supposed to be laying the table.
That's why it's been taken care of. Widow Twank is doing it.
And we don't want any remarks like that in front of Nancy.
Oh, June, you don't think I'll be that tactless?
Yes.
June.
And we can do without your oriental gems of wisdom, too.
Well, I'm trying to make her feel at home, put her at her ease, though she'd probably have a little trouble with the language, so I thought it might be rather endearing if we call this earring Broadway.
That's exactly what I mean. Now, one word like that, or one Confucius say, and you'll get your massage all right with a Brillo pad.
You can't tempt me into a slanging match, and I know how to deal with an angry woman. Oh, the answer is in this book.
Are you going to quote something at me?
No, sling it at you.
Buddha.
June.
Terry,
Come on, then, come on.
is your hair all right?
Yes, your hair's fine. Come on. Now.
Look at my apron off.
Hurry up.
I'm
Hurry up.
ready. Come on.
Thank the boy. Hello.
Come in, dear. Thank you.
Ah, right. So number one son has chosen this little jasmine flower.
How do you do? I've been looking forward to the honor of meeting you so much.
The honor belongs to illustrious father.
Be fulfilled.
Oh, isn't she sweet? For a start, I wish I was 10 years younger.
20, dear.
Rubbish. Age is all in the mind. As a wise man once said.
Oh, no, he didn't. Come on, let's all go into the room.
Frank, dear.
Aunt Lucy, you look wonderful.
Aren't you going to kiss your old auntie?
You bet.
Doesn't he look well, Lucy?
Yes, and I'd forgotten how handsome he was. And is this your little Nancy?
Yes, Nancy, this is my great Aunt Lucy.
It's a great pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Come on, J.R. Frank, leave it alone.
Please to enter venerable sitting room for vintage champagne. Unless, of course, you want to whip him up to the bathroom first.
Champagne, lovely. You know, champagne was the one thing that used to get me going.
Pity it doesn't have the same effect now.
Oh, it's good to see the old place again, Mum.
Oh, yes, well, there's still lots of things we could do to improve it, but it hardly seems worth it for just the two of us.
Now, have you got your glasses?
How's Debbie and Susie?
Oh, fine. Debbie's still at college, and Susie's got a little flat in Chelsea.
Has she?
You've heard of the Permissive Society. I think our flat's had the headquarters.
Has Debbie got fixed up with anyone?
No, no one special.
Oh, I think she's waiting for Robert Redford to come on the market. Now, let us raise our glasses to Frank and Nancy. And I think it incumbent upon me to say a few well-chosen words on this auspicious occasion.
Oh, no.
I think I can say most sincerely that your mother and I, Frank, are absolutely thrilled and indeed overjoyed.
Get on with it, dear.
Yes, all right. That you have chosen this little dainty lotus blossom.
Thank you.
Lovely, dear.
I haven't finished yet. I think it is worth pausing for a moment
Or altogether.
to pay tribute to the country of Nancy's origin. A country that has given us jade, porcelain,
Preserved ginger.
willow for our cricket bats, gunpowder, and now this veritable little Chinese cracker. Chin chin. and this is one taken of Frank on a donkey at Broadstairs.
Did you always spend your holidays in Broadstairs?
No, sometimes we went to Lambsgate.
Terry, you promised.
Sorry.
Darling, you were a chubby little thing then.
Yes, he took after his father. Darling, I am sure that Nancy doesn't want to see any more of those old photos.
Well, I'm just filling her in with a bit of family background, letting her know what she's getting.
I think she's getting bored.
I'm most interested.
Oh, put them away for now, dear.
It's a pity we're just getting up to the school cricketing ones. Are you still playing?
Well, I do get the odd game out there now and again, but it's not much fun for Nancy. Cricket's still a bit of a mystery for her.
Yes, I'm afraid it is.
Yes, I suppose it is a bit more complicated than ping pong. I think that if you have the
Oh, Terry, do be quiet. There are more important things to discuss. Don't you want to know when these two are going to name the day? I do.
Well, that's something we haven't yet decided. We thought we ought to wait for a bit.
Oh, you don't want to wait too long for a bit.
How long did you mean, Frank, dear?
Well, what I mean, really, Mum, is that we both want to make sure it's going to work.
Well, that's very sensible, but I don't think it's a good idea to wait too long. I mean, it can be a bit of a strain.
What do you mean, Mum?
Well, dear, I mean that, if you wait, then you find,
Yes, what your mother is trying to say is that when two people are thrown closely together, and a very attractive girl, I mean, he might feel like, and he probably should. I mean, he might, and he could, and he wouldn't. But the point is, you see, that it gets very hot out there under your coolie hat, and what with all the oils and spices and a bit too much shark's fin in your soup, well, before you know who you are, Choo Chin Chow's your uncle. Isn't that what you meant, June?
is it?
Are you talking about sex, Dad?
Indirectly, but if you want to put that meaning into it.
Look, I know we can't expect you and Mum to see things in the same way that we do, but we're already living together, and we're going to go on doing so until we feel we're ready for marriage.
Good Lord.
It wouldn't be to upset Mrs. Fletcher, but we're very much in love, and it seems more important than anything at the moment.
Yes, well, I suppose.
June, please, let's not have any feminine hysteria about this now. I don't want to appear old-fashioned, but I mean, I realise a young man should have a bit of fun before he settles down, but not with the woman he intends to marry.
Why not? And you and Mum?
Frank, what your mother and I did before we were married was nobody's business. Is nobody's business. I had enormous respect for your mother during our engagement. I'm quite sure that if I had attempted to take any advantage of her at all, she would have broken it off.
You weren't totally inexperienced, were you?
I'll bet he wasn't. I seem to remember a girl called Angela Vickers.
Angela Vickers? Oh, old Angie. I mean, what? Angela who?
And no doubt there were others as well.
June, don't confuse the issue. What I'm trying to say is that we both felt. No, we didn't. No, I mean, what I'm trying to say is the opportunity was there. It was always there. But when it came to it, there was always that little voice that said, stop.
Yes, mine.
June, will you be quiet? What I'm trying to get you two young people to understand is that when your dear mother first came to our nuptial bed, she knew nothing about it. She was absolutely hopeless. And quite right, too.
Well, what makes you think you weren't?
Well, one of us was. It doesn't matter. The point is that we were both in the dark.
Yes, I remember that. You fell out of bed.
Purity and innocence are two beautiful things. Marvelous. And your mother had both of them. And integrity as well. And I had it as well.
But not with Mum.
No. No, please listen, Fran. What I'm trying to make both of you people understand is that when it happens, it should be a moment to cherish. Something fine, wonderful, unforgettable. That first experience that you'll always remember. Isn't that so, June?
I'm afraid I've forgotten, dear. Well, it was a long time ago.
But things are different today. I mean, look how many divorces there are. And the biggest cause for divorce is marriage.
What does that mean?
Everything. Nancy and I have a perfect understanding, don't we?
Yes, we both know that if either of us ever feels we are no longer happy together, then we should say goodbye in a civilized manner. Surely that is the most sensible way.
Of course it is. I mean, how tragic to find out when it's too late. What happens when a married couple thinks they've made a mistake? How do they go on living with each other?
We did.
Yes.
Nancy, dear, what do your parents feel about this?
Oh, it's the old story, Mrs. Fletcher. They don't like the idea of my marrying a European.
European? We are English. I mean, so are they. I mean, they're a British colony. They're as English as the Isle of Wight.
I don't think they'd agree with you, dear.
I'm glad to see these young people have got the right idea. They're not prejudiced. I'm quite sure Nancy wouldn't mind if a family like ours moved in next door to them.
Well, it's not just a matter of that, Dad. It's a matter of customs and a different way of life.
Yes, east is east and west is west. We have the same trouble in Ealing.
Anyway, the main thing is that you two love each other.
Very much.
Yes, the important thing is to keep saying it all the time.
Darling, you haven't said it to me lately.
Yes, I have.
When?
Last Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday morning when you were cleaning my shoes.
I don't remember.
Well, I'll say it again. I love you.
That was said with a lot of feeling.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's not important how you say something. It's what happens in here that counts. And there's something in here, part of you, that just cannot be ignored.
Isn't that sweet?
No, I don't think it was the sweet. I think it was the flipping casserole.
Ancient Chinese custom.
Oh.
Drink to eternal friendship from loving cup.
Oh, what is it?
It's a special liqueur they call Dragon's Kiss.
Father, drink first.
Thanks.
Oh dear, not like that. We all sip from same glass. Too much for one person.
Nonsense, we Englishmen.
In half an hour, there's... reveals its true colours.
Morning, June.
Hello, Lucy, dear. Do you want another spot of tea?
Just
cup, dear, if you could spare it.
Yes, help yourself.
I always want my cup of tea in the morning. I expect that's why Terry calls me an old tea bag.
Yes, dear. He's going to be late. Is he out of the bath yet?
Oh, yes, I think so. He stopped singing about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a bit much first thing in the morning, isn't it?
Oh, well, he's got a very pleasant voice, and I must say they're rather quaint, those rugger songs.
Oh, we're back to those, are we? I think I prefer his Gems from the Sound of Music.
June, dear, while we're alone, there's something I feel I ought to draw your attention to.
Oh, yes, dear, what's that?
Yesterday, I received a pamphlet. I hadn't sent for it.
A pamphlet?
Yes.
What sort of a pamphlet?
This one. And it says, there's always room for one more in our overland treks to India.
Oh, well, Lucy, I mean, that's just a sort of circular. That sort of thing comes through the post every day.
This was delivered by hand and marked urgent.
I wonder when that came.
Sometime last evening. It suddenly appeared under my bedroom door.
Oh. Drink up your tea, dear. Don't let it go cold.
You don't think it's got anything to do with Terry, do you?
Oh, now, why on earth should you think that?
Well, between you and me, I don't think he's altogether happy about my coming to stay with you, even though it is only temporary.
Oh, Lucy, he may have had his doubts at first, but after all, that was nearly 2 years ago.
Was it really?
Yes, time does fly. But we've loved having you, dear, and I've been especially glad of your company since the children left home. I mean, without anyone here, this house would have been so terribly quiet.
The hills are alive with the sound of music, and Lucy's been here for 1,000 years. Morning.